Ayoo, primates! Links to the video we reacted to today are in the description below. Also be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as hit the little bell to be notified whenever we go live or put out new content. It really helps us out. Thank you so much. Enjoy the show!
Battlefield 2042 is officially over. In this video,
okay, this is just for chaos. He and I are big fans of Battlefield. We have played Battlefield 2042 a lot, but it never got to the point for me of Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 3. And I don't mean that in some kind of nostalgia way. I mean, the gameplay sucks, the maps suck, the teams suck, the equipment sucks. It's not a great game. Map designs, they should not have updated the maps. They should have made completely new maps. Garbage. I played, like, more people were on Battlefield Portal than they were on Battlefield 2042.
Battlefield 2042 is officially over. In this video, we're going to take a look at exactly what DICE and EA have said and the
And as always, by the way, I'm sorry. Jack Frags is somebody I've been watching for a long time. I'm going to drop him a like, I'm going to drop him a sub, I'm going to drop him, and I'm going to drop this link onto the Discord. When Vegeta was about to kill Frieza, I was excited, but they took it away. I never held out. Now Frieza's, like, you got what I'm saying? Like, Frieza's back and golden now. Something like, it's like, freaking, dude, like, come on. Come on. There's never an end. There's never a goal. Which is why I like One Piece so much. Honestly, like, we'll go back to the other video just so we can stay on topic, right? But, like, One Piece for me, what's so satisfying about it is that each and every single island has a complete structure. Each arc has a complete structure. They have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Sometimes they get a new crewmate to the team, sometimes they don't. The overall goal, yeah, is to find the One Piece, but that doesn't stop the characters from showing up to an island, seeing that there's a war going on, or a revolution, or something crazy, and they decide to get into shenanigans, or antics, or get involved, or help out people. You know, something happens. You get what I'm saying? And there's a solution and a resolution to the end of that particular, like, story. And then they continue over on the long, overarching story, which is continue traveling down the red line to reach the end and hopefully find the One Piece. You get me? So it's like, that one I just feel satisfying because you get conclusions pretty consistently, even though we haven't received the final conclusion of the overall story. I like it. I like it a lot. I should review that someday. But I kind of want to leave that for Degenerate Weeb. We are working on getting actual content for that out. It's just that we have been going double time on this channel, bro. 3 videos a day, 2 shorts a day. It's a lot, okay? It's like not difficult, but it's pretty tedious. It takes time. Anyhow, that and I'm streaming literally every single day now, all day, you know? Alright, moving on to the next video, my dudes. Jack Frags, as I said earlier, I drop a like, I drop the sub. Go and check them out. I'm gonna drop the link to the video in the Discord. This one is just for chaos because we are big fans of the game, and I want to see what's happening with one of my all-time favorite franchises, dude, honestly.
2042 is officially over. In this video, we're going to take a look at exactly what DICE and EA have said and the ramifications of it. They also mentioned some interesting details about the next Battlefield game too. However, there is a lot on the line here and a lot to discuss, so let's dive in.
And I gotta be honest, unless I'm able to log into Battlefield 2042 and see major improvements, I don't think I'm gonna be hyped up for the next Battlefield at all. I really don't think so, and I'm definitely not gonna buy it.
The statement they released
until after I've gotten many reviews of people saying that it's amazing.
To the game, including new maps, additional specialists, weapons, vehicles, and more. As our seasons continued, the feedback we received made it clear your appetite for more BF 2042 remains strong. We took the opportunity to evolve the game to make it even better for you and continue to learn valuable lessons for our own development processes.
All right, let's go back through this and like what I like to do is I like to read the things that their PR teams wrote and actually figure out what's behind the hidden meaning behind it all. You feel me? Let's see. When Battlefield 2042 launched, we promised to bring 4 seasons of content to the game, including new maps, additional specialties, weapons, vehicles, and more. Basically, we made y'all a lot of promises. Okay. As our seasons continues, the feedback we received made it clear your appetite for more Battlefield 42 remains strong. Basically, they're saying, yeah, as we kept pumping stuff out, we realized we did not give you guys what you wanted, and y'all wanted way more and way better. We took the opportunity to evolve and the game to make it even better for you and continue to learn valuable lessons for our own developmental process. Basically, we messed up big time and y'all made it very clear, so we learned that in the future we should probably not be BSing y'all. Got it, okay.
Last month, we released the 7th season of BF 2042 Turning Point, which added an intense new urban map set in Chile, as well as several weapons and a new gadget, with a revamped map based on the stadium logo.
What? Urban maps? What happened to all the empty, blank deserts full of nothing and no cover?
From Hourglass, 2 themed events, and a new weapon and vehicle to come. While we've enjoyed and are proud of creating
the TTK does look like they've improved
content for BF 2042, it is now necessary for us to turn from the present to the future. What this ultimately means is that Season 7 will serve as the final season for BF 2042. After Season 7 concludes, we will continue to support the game with new in-game challenges, events, modes, and of course ongoing maintenance, but we are moving away from delivering official seasons. We know this news may be disappointing. However, as we look to what the future of the series required, it became clear it was time for us to shift our resources and focus to be fully dedicated to what comes next. As I've mentioned in previous updates, we have an ambitious vision to embrace and unlock the vast potential of the series, class-based squad play and immersive intense battles. To that end, Motive Studio, the talented developers known most recently for their work on the critically acclaimed remake of Dead Space and Star Wars Squadrons, are building
the critically acclaimed remake of Dead Space, okay, also made Star Wars Squadrons, but we don't gotta talk about how bad that game did, do we? Yeah, terrible game all around, got it.
A team focused on Battlefield at their studio. We're
You're gonna put the Star Wars Squadrons people in charge of it? That's not good.
Tremendously excited for Motive, as they are bringing their expertise with Frostbite and compelling storytelling to the fold, joining DICE,
And you're gonna use Frostbite again? Okay.
Criterion and Ripple Effect in building a Battlefield universe across connected multiplayer experiences and single player. BF 2042 has been an important chapter of the series we all know and love, and your feedback has been important in helping us build this game into something special while also assisting us in laying the foundation for the future. Battlefield.
Basically, this game was garbage and y'all didn't really like it, but thanks for letting us know what to do better in the next game, and hopefully you all buy that instead of, you know, giving you a fully awesome, amazing game in this one.
There's an experience that is defined by the passion of its community as much as its team-driven tactics and explosive battles, and I look forward to the day that we can tell you more about what's coming next. Thank you, Byron Bede, and that's the General Manager of Battlefield. There was also a small statement from Motive with a bit more detail here. They said Motive are joining the talented teams at Criterion, DICE and Ripple Effect to continue unlocking the full potential of Battlefield. The directors who delivered our Dead Space remake in 2023 will build a team at Motive to work alongside the Battlefield studios around the world, creating what's next for Battlefield, a universe across both multiplayer and single-player experiences. Their proven expertise in storytelling, immersive battles, and developing on the Frostbite engine uniquely positions them to help advance the vision for Battlefield led by Vince Zampella and Byron Bede. Oh, alright, so there's a bit to unpack there. Obviously, the headline, BF 2042, is getting no more new seasons, but it will get challenges, events, modes, maintenance. Battlefield are shifting their attention to the next game, probably releasing October, November 2025, and putting all of their eggs in that basket. It's the right call for the franchise, in my opinion, although it does feel similar
mainly because they never actually fully finished fixing this game
to what happened with Battlefield 5.
It's got way too much bad faith, so to speak.
Credit to the developers, they kept their word. DICE spent a lot of time improving the game. They get it to a certain point, starts feeling okay, and then dropped. It doesn't exactly send the best message, does it? And they've done this twice now. So if you're somebody who plays a lot of BF 2042, you don't have much to look forward to anymore outside of a new LMG stealth bomber and the stadium map. They did release this graphic though, and it's piqued my interest. The Crimson Front event, that's going to be the 16th of April. Stadium will be April 30th. Mid-May will be the new LMG and Stealth Bomber. And then May to June, there'll be an event called Future Strike. This one really intrigues me though, because that looks like the EU team logo from BF 2142, which was an absolutely banger of a game, by the way. And it also had a DLC called Northern Strike. So maybe some tie-ins here. We're going to see mechs. I don't know. There was always a notion, though, that 2042...
I doubt it. If anything, it's going to be an advertisement for the next game. And maybe they'll bring mechs into the next game.
It was a prequel to 2142, so maybe this is just connecting the dots. We'll see. Motive joining the development for the next game is a pretty big deal, though, I think. From the wording in the statements that I just read out, though, it seems like they'll be focusing on single player and engine work, and this could...
Which is pretty interesting, the fact that they're going to bring back single player.
Could be a good thing. It means more hands on the project, EA investing and bringing more teams in, or it could be seen as a very bad thing and a red flag in terms of, hey, we really need some help here to get this game finished for that assumed fall 25 release date. Also, it does come across a bit peculiar, seeing as EA announced at the end of February they were shutting down Ridgeline Games studio in Seattle, who we were told were leading the next game's narrative and single player. Sends a bit of a confusing message. As for what the next Battlefield game is, well, there are definitely some clues in the statements that we can take a look at and we haven't seen or heard before. When he said class-based squad play and immersive, intense battles, that pretty much confirms to me that
they're gonna retry to do the same freaking thing they did at the beginning of this. Well, they're not saying specialist, they're saying class-based. So maybe they are going to go back to the normal way they used to.
the next game will have classes, unlike the specialists in BF2042 at launch. And then team-driven tactics and explosive battles. Perhaps that means more of an emphasis on team play and destruction. Moving on from this, let's talk about the next Battlefield game, because this has to be a hit on release. BF2042, the marketing, the trailers looked great. Everything they were saying about the game sounded great. But then the beta released and it was buggy. And then it launched and it was almost worse than the beta and missing many features. And it didn't really feel like a classic.
You can't even do that in the game. Maybe you can now, but at launch you could not do that.
Like a love
what
letter
they're showing
to
you
the
right
fans.
now.
What this means is that DICE don't have many, if any, chances left with Battlefield players. And I'd argue also with the greater gaming audience in general, the reputation is down bad. There is a giant mountain to climb here. They have to nail whatever comes next.
If I don't hear absolutely raving reviews about it, I'm not freaking buying it this time.
Battlefield 5
I freaking pre-ordered this freaking thing, dude.
The Battlefield 2042 launch was worse. The new game has to be exciting, fun, and playable at launch with a clear idea of what to look forward to in the future. So, here's some of the things that I would do if I was the boss. Let me know in the comments below what you would do. So, first things first, the setting. Make it current day. 2025 warfare with modern armies, soldiers, tech, and weaponry that's relatable.
Right off the bat, though, I don't think it's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You know why? Because in modern day, you're not allowed to insult anyone. You're not allowed to make enemies with anybody. You can't say Russia's evil. You can't say China's evil. You can't say the North Korea's evil. You can't say anyone is evil. So I don't think they're gonna do this because it would interfere with that unless they made up a completely new group of nothing. The same way the Call of Duty's doing it.
And understandable. Make it look and feel like what you're seeing on the screen now. Gritty and grounded. 64 players would be the maximum number of players for core multiplayer. And the multiplayer is class-based. That means guns, gadgets, equipment, traits limited to certain classes. Let people play a role and own it. Allow them some level of customization in how they look, but each class must have a defined silhouette or some kind of permanent equipment on them that is easy to identify, just so players know what they're fighting against. Detailed gun customization and stats. Let me go in and build interesting weapons with trade-offs. Have a handful of tight core game modes in the game at launch that are focused on map design and work well. Those would be Conquest, Breakthrough, Rush, and
okay, thank you. Yes, bring back Rush. Absolutely, Rush was so downplayed in this one. Agreed, and I want the classic 3 maps in one rush, like when you would freaking fight in the park, then you'd break open the subway, get in the subway, then come out of the city on the other end. Come on, dude.
Team deathmatch. And in the Conquest game mode, give players interesting gameplay reasons and value to stay on the key flags and defend them. Add advanced movement mechanics.
The absolutely only thing that's going to do that is if you get the most amount of experience points, the most amount of class upgrades from objectives instead of kills. That's the only way that's going to happen. And it's never going to happen.
Similar to those in Battlefield 5, lying on your back and shooting and leaning, for example. Frostbite engine destruction should be prominent on all maps and allow for emergent gameplay opportunities that still cannot be found in other contemporary FPS games. Go hard on the cinematic effects and moments in the game, and include these moments in the map design. A great example of this is dropping off the helipad on Damavan Peak. Have a server browser. Let people create their own permanent game servers and grow communities. If you have to charge for it, do that. People will pay for it if they want it. And in relation to that, 60Hz tick rate servers are a must at a minimum. Give people clan and platoon options. That was cool.
Agreed, actually. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about clans and platoons, but yes, that would be freaking phenomenal.
Variety of gameplay options. BF2042 had 7 at launch. This is not enough maps at launch. When you add maps in new seasons,
garbage.
if the game is a free live service,
like 7 maps would have been fine if they actually made the maps good. Actually, though, but they didn't. They were nowhere near good.
Has to be more than one map for each season. DLC for Battlefield games used to be a big fun event with 3 or 4 new maps that were well themed and kept you playing for longer in those new playlists or
like you could, with 3 or 4 maps, you could create a playlist of just those 3 or 4 maps to sell, to like get all your homies like in the game and just freaking go like, bro, let's freaking go, let's run the circuit with these new 4 maps, and you learn the map and you get used to the map, and then you get bored of the map, and then you freaking add all the maps, the 7 from the beginning and the 4 from the new one. You would put all of them together into one giant freaking playlist. You get me? So like it would be an event to have a new freaking set of maps drops with your friends, you know?
Others. Each season needs to add more guns, vehicles, and gadgets than we had in BF 2042. Have official playlists that rotate through every map available. Proximity voice chat could be an interesting addition as an option for players.
That would be
bring
sick.
first-person takedowns back too. They're just way more immersive. Actually expand Portal and add to it. It was one of the best features of BF 2042 at launch, and the possibilities are tantalizing. However, the current iteration is severely undercooked and was never expanded in any big way. So let people go in with a new version, edit geometry, open up the scripting and options set so people can create some unique and different experiences, ending up with something similar to Fortnite Creative or Halo Forge. Add a free-to-play Battlefield Battle Royale mode that is separate to the main multiplayer game and doesn't interfere with the mechanics of it. Keep it in the same unit.
Yeah, they already had it, so might as well keep it, right? At that point, you could really draw in a lot of those Battle Royale people. And I know me and Chaos would definitely play it.
Progression, etc., and lean into the destruction. Have solo, duo, trio, and quads game modes. This would serve as a good introduction to the franchise for newcomers in terms of learning the gunplay, the movement, blowing stuff up, etc. And it would also provide a chance at growth for Battlefield with a new audience. Bring back squad call-ins from Battlefield 5. I loved this mechanic, and it gave you some powerful and cinematic tools that had to be earned as a squad through team play. In regard to this,
that would be pretty cool, actually, yeah. Because you would genuinely have situations where the better you did as a squad, you would get some pretty powerful freaking level, like game-changing, turning it around in its entirety moments.
Incentivize squads to stick together by offering bonuses such as more base and weapon XP when in close proximity to each other. I would reveal the game with raw gameplay too, rather than a cinematic trailer. Prove it this time. And finally, run the beta of the game several months before the launch. Have it last for 4 to 6 weeks rather than a few days. Make it open and available to play on all platforms.
But let's be honest, the reason why they did that is because they knew the game was garbage. They knew the game was not good, and so they didn't want people to really get a lot of footage or really get into it, you know?
For free. This will allow more time,
they wanted to do that quickly and then put the game out as fast as possible before people realize.
That only using internal testing or AI simulation would not pick up. It will also allow devs to fix said issues and avoid a delay. And if you need to delay the game, don't just delay it a month, delay it 6, delay it a year. Got to be done when it's done. First impressions have never been more important with the next Battlefield game. I could keep going, but I feel like I'd bore your socks off. Also, I'm not a game dev, I'm just a fan, so I will stop there. As I mentioned, let me know.
Yeah, he's just one of the people that is willing to freaking pay for the money. Let's be honest, Jack Frag has been such a freaking veteran of Battlefield for so long. His freaking voice really matters here to me.
What you would want from the next game down in the comments below.
Like, I didn't even remember some of the features you mentioned.
It's going to be a long wait, but I hope it's worth it.
Like Splatoons? I freaking forgot about Splatoons.
Recently, Ubisoft dropped
freaking wild. Alright, hold on. Absolutely great video, my dude. Yeah, no, definitely, like, I do a lot that I forgot about, but destruction is one of those things that I really missed on this like current iteration. There was some destruction, but bro, it was so god. It wasn't like as good as like Battlefield 3 or even 4. You know, like it wasn't that good. I didn't like it. There was so much potential in this game. That is the biggest disappointment, honestly. Thank you so much, Primates, for watching this all the way to the end. Also, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as hit the little bell for a rainbow explosion that will go ahead and notify you every single time we go live or put out new content. Thank you so much, goodbye, and thanks for swinging by.